So yesterday we broke down a ton of stuff regarding Call of Duty Vanguard, but today I wanted to focus on a little bit about what that means for the future of Warzone, and more so an overhaul that is likely coming here for Warzone once Vanguard either launches or shortly thereafter. Today we're going to break down some of the key marquee items that Vanguard looks to bring to Warzone, plus also some adjustments that may be made that haven't quite been publicized just yet. So as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. What are you guys looking forward to the most here out of the Vanguard Warzone announcements? Is that the new anti-cheat coming? Is that the new map coming? Whatever the case may be, let me know your thoughts down below. But as well, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's aim for 1,000 likes here on this video. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Vanguard, Warzone, and anything COD related. We still have so much stuff coming, so if you don't want to miss it, hit that subscribe button. And finally, check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage, link in the description below, but more on them in a little bit. Let's talk about this overhaul of an update for Warzone coming in the near future. So the information we'll talk about here today and expand on comes from that press briefing that myself and many other creators and press in the community ended up being a part of, learning about Vanguard here, to which we talked about a lot of the things we learned in that briefing as of yesterday. But I wanted to expand upon what we saw within the Warzone section here of this, because there's a lot of things that this implies, a lot of things that we know now out of this, but also still some unknowns that I think can absolutely be of interest to discuss. So the biggest of what we learned here out of that press briefing, of course, was anti-cheat in Warzone, and then also a new map coming. Now, those are by and far huge pieces of information, given that we've had Verdansk for what, like 17 months now at this point, and the cheating problem within Warzone has been running rampant for far too long. But the topic of anti-cheat was brought up here, and really only at a top level perspective. I'd imagine that over the coming weeks to months, we end up learning more about this here, but it's something that's built out for Call of Duty Vanguard, but also Call of Duty Warzone. When we get down to the same fundamental nitty-gritty of it all, they're running to be a seamless integration and transition from one experience to the other. So that means that that tech is likely easily incorporated here, so you'll see the same thing happen within Vanguard as you do in Warzone. But the anti-cheat system was really only mentioned as being the anti-cheat system. There's not a whole ton of details that really go too far into the levels of what it can entail. We didn't get any mention of what it will be able to detect, like walls, aim lock and aimbot, unlock all tools, and so on and so forth. We didn't find out what type of anti-cheat it was going to be in terms of how the process would be working. Would it be something that is just application based, or would it be something that goes down to the kernel level of your system? Those are really big questions that I'm sure will be answered in time, but the fact that we do have an anti-cheat is what gets me the most excited, I think. Now, the interesting part here when this was presented, though, was that it said that anti-cheat will come across Warzone when the new Warzone experience launches. That's something we'll break down a little further here in just a little bit, but it could be at launch of Vanguard, or it may not be. So we'll expand on that in a little bit. But as for the new map here with this, that's currently rumored to be somewhere in the Pacific. But during our press briefing, admittedly, we had zero confirmation of that. We had no actual information given on locations, sizing, points of interest, or anything like that. No details of the map itself were given. The only bit of information we got in regards to a new map was Aaron Halan, studio head at Sledgehammer, talking about this and stating that Raven will lead development on a brand new Warzone map coming this year. Now, again, same thing with the anti-cheat here at this. It doesn't say at launch. A lot of people are assuming it's at launch, but they state coming this year. So to me, that's at the latest December 31st here of 2021. But if you take a look at that anti-cheat statement and this coming later this year, that new Warzone experience may not necessarily be at launch. Though the most relevant of rumors here with this is that, again, it could be something that happens with, say, a Season 1. If you guys remember back, Rebirth Island was introduced here with Cold War Season 1, so it's possible we end up seeing a new map introduced at that same time as of this upcoming year. But when would that be? Right now, I think a decent sort of calendar of events here to look out for was already detailed by Modern Warzone, in which they ended up a couple of weeks ago tweeting about August 19th, August 27th, September 10th, September 16th, November 5th, and November 23rd. Those pertaining to what they claim to be alphas and beta dates, as well as those reveals and official launch dates. Now, we already know that 2 of those are confirmed. August 19th, as of yesterday, was when we got the official full reveal of Call of Duty Vanguard, and that also in the reveal trailer confirmed that November 5th release date. The date following that would then be November 23rd. Just over 2 weeks later, after the launch of Vanguard, we'd be jumping into Season 1, which would be way quicker than we've seen in the past, but I'd be all for that. That, to me, I think is probably one of the most relevant time frames when we can expect these 2 major pieces, anti-cheat as well as a new map, if it doesn't come at launch. But the overhaul isn't just necessarily limited to those key pieces of information and features per se. But before we jump into the next part here, I want to take a few seconds and talk about my friends over at Gamer Advantage, who are currently running a site-wide 10% off discount, which Code Espresso actually stacks on top of that, meaning you can net yourself a nice 20% discount from now until the 31st. I've said it time and time again that I genuinely think that if there's one partner that I think that has helped me out in my day-to-day routine the most, it's absolutely Gamer Advantage. They're a company that specializes in blue light glasses, and as someone whose job has kept them looking at monitors for 10 to 12 hours a day for years on end, I've absolutely felt the effects of blue light over the years, and I've seen what it does to my sleeping patterns, level of eye strain, and more. I've used blue light glasses for years now, but seriously, none of them have ever come close to Gamer Advantage pairs that I have. Normally, blue light glasses just toss in a yellow lens to combat that blue light by canceling it out, which sure is effective in some regards, but it leaves you looking at something with a yellow hue and it just looks awful. That's a huge game changer with Gamer Advantage. What you see before you put on the glasses is exactly what you see after them. No visual distortion whatsoever. Plus, Gamer Advantage glasses are comfortable yet durable and prescription compatible. And if you want to take it a step further, they even make multivitamins specifically designed for your vision health called eye candy. So if you're even remotely like me and gaming on the PC or just looking at your phone for prolonged amounts of time a day, if you'd like to learn more, head on over to the link in the description below, and if you decide to pick anything up, use code Espresso to get you that limited time 20% off your order. But anyways, this overhaul to Warzone actually could entail a lot more. Now, fair warning, the rest of this is a little bit more speculative, but based on some logical assessment, because as we talked a little bit about as of yesterday, and what we were described in this pre-briefing, was that this game is built on the fundamentals of the MW19 engine, but upgraded. So this is a huge piece that's integral to not only just Vanguard, but Warzone itself, because their goal is seamless integration, meaning that it should work exactly how Modern Warfare did, where everything is built to perfectly fit Warzone. I'm talking weapons, attachments, camos, and all. Same thing how Modern Warfare had, because it was just, well, the base game. So with engine upgrades, that could absolutely change the game for Warzone. We talked about how there's some destructible environments, not necessarily to the Levolution scale of Battlefield where entire skyscrapers will collapse or anything like that, but making new lines of sight, that could be something that absolutely makes its way over into Warzone and into this new experience. We saw that in the trailers there was a heavy focus on aerial combat, in which Sledge already implemented a dogfighting mode in Call of Duty World War II. It seems like they may want to do that again here, and we've already seen additional and changed controls for vehicle flying within Warzone about a month or two ago at this point, so it's quite possible aerial vehicles outside of helicopters may be introduced in this new version of the game. Maybe you can take a little jet around the map depending how large it is. Also, one thing that is a lot more speculative, but honestly would be a game changer here for this, is swimming. As you guys know right now, if you jump into any body of water, either that be in Verdansk or on Rebirth Island, if you jump into anything with water, you die. You're a super soldier, but the tiniest bit of H2O, it is quite literally the end of the world for you. There was a lot of rumor back whenever the Ural Mountains map was making the rounds where people thought swimming would have to be added in with engine upgrades and things like that, because there was a huge lake in the middle of that map. Now, we haven't seen anything in regards to the proposed leaked map coming in Warzone, but when we see in the press briefing, and what I would imagine is also the campaign gameplay shown off at Gamescom coming later this week, you'll see that there's a little bit of a segment where our main character, Arthur Kingsley, falls into a body of water, a lake, an ocean, a sea, whatever the case may be here, but he ends up having to swim out of it. And that very well could be something that's scripted. Maybe you can't go back in there in the base campaign, but if they added swimming mechanics here within the campaign, that would then by proxy mean that Warzone would have to have that potentially as well, if it is such a fundamental change and build that the engines are one and the same. So it seems like the potential air quote new Warzone experience, because of this integration with Vanguard, it could do a lot for the player and for the player's experience here coming whenever it may actually happen. Again, in terms of timing, given that for the two confirmed pieces here, the two big pieces, it says later this year and coming with the new Warzone experience, that kind of leads me to believe that it's not coming at launch. And truth be told, I'm actually kind of okay with that. It allows players that time to rank up those weapons, to grind out some camos, to do some things that if they're jumping into Warzone first thing, they otherwise may not be able to do so. Personally, something like campaign is going to be compelling to me as well. So if we end up seeing this new air quote experience and all that that entails, such as an anti-cheat, a new map, maybe some engine upgrades that fundamentally change Warzone itself, if that launches at a Season 1 time frame, I think I'm okay with that. And again, coming back to it, right now, that rumored Season 1 time frame isn't too far off of of launch anyway. So while it will kind of be a bummer to have to wait if you're really wanting to jump into it, you won't be waiting too long. That said, that's what we know of is coming here with the Warzone Overhaul in just a little bit of time, as well as some things that could likely be coming as well. So that said, that's where we're going to wrap it up. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. What are you guys looking forward to? Are you looking forward to that anti-cheat? Are you looking forward to the new map? Where do you think the new map will be set? Is there anything that you hope is upgraded within the engine? Whatever the case may be, let me know your thoughts down below. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Vanguard, anything COD related. Make sure you stick it here on the channel. We have so much you don't want to miss. So that said, if you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. If you guys are struck up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever the case may be, that link is down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.